Hello folks and welcome. I'm just noticing this camera, I'm not sure if it's right at the right angle. There we go. Yeah, sorry about the issue of no sound that I've been having with my camera. I'm feeling a bit sad because my old faithful YouTube video camera that I have been using for about the last 5 years has somehow now given up the ghost. Well, you can see he was ready to be retired, you could say, because had to keep everything shut with tape and everything had to be kind of needed a lot of TLC, this camera, but it's finally given up the ghost anyway. So I went over to another camera that I've actually used before. It's the one we're filming with now, but for some unknown reason it just was not uploading with any sound at all. I was getting sound when I replayed it back on my laptop, but when I uploaded it onto YouTube, nothing. Anyway, I seem to have somehow by cunning scheming I think I've got it to work anyway, hopefully. What I was going to do is I was just going to very quickly go over these pots again that we did the other day where you had no sound. What I was trying to say with this pot was that with the paddle design on the outside done with my star paddle, you know, this guy, I felt that there was enough actually going on with this pot, and I like the contrast of the black with the white. So one of the things I like actually about Raku is to be able to get this simple contrast of black with white, and if you can also combine a textural like with this star, I think that adds enough to it. You don't want to overdo it, do we? You can easily overdo. So there's that guy. This was just a simple little tea bowl. What I should say is that this firing I wasn't altogether happy with actually, and the results were not entirely to my liking. But you know, that's just the way it is, isn't it? Sometimes your firings don't come out exactly. In this case, the firing was actually it was a little bit under fired. I didn't quite get it up to temperature. I thought I did, but I didn't. And the glaze is a little matte and not quite shiny. So this one is just a simple decoration with copper carbonate. You can do on Raku a decoration either with copper, you can use copper oxide, or you can use copper carbonate. I tend to prefer copper carbonate. It for some reason gives me better results than copper oxide. But you know, you have to be a bit careful, don't you, with the paintbrush, because if you overload the paintbrush with too much copper oxide or too much copper carbonate, you know, it when it comes out it's all kind of caked. So this right amount of water mixed in with it to get the right consistency is important. So that's something you need to play around with. Alright, there's that one. Here's another one. This is a funny little pot I had knocking around in the studio, and it's I wasn't sure what to do with it really, and I just sort of grabbed it and I thought, I'll Raku you. You're going to be Raku'd, whether you like it or not. So this guy, I then got some wax and did this wax decoration here on the belly of the pot, and then just dipped it, poured inside, and then dipped it down, okay, and then the actual pot I rolled in the glaze like this, you see, just to cover that area, and then shook it off. Sometimes you'll find with wax that it doesn't always resist as you want it to, and that can be kind of a pain if it doesn't do that properly. So what you should do is, what I recommend what I do is have handy something like your needle tool, okay? Just have it handy on your bench somewhere. All right, and so after you've dipped it or rolled it, whatever you've done, and you're just waiting for it to kind of the glaze to pull back, you know, as you want it to, and then but it seems not to. Don't delay. What you must do is immediately blow it. That's the first thing you should do. Okay, and you'll find by blowing onto the waxed pattern that you've done, you'll find by doing that it'll pull away the glaze. Okay, now for a few little hesitant, even more stubborn places that don't want to, you just need to just touch them like this with your needle tool, and you'll find that that'll be enough to break the surface tension, and that it'll suddenly pull back. But you can't wait. If you let it dry, you see, at all, the glazes, of course, as soon as you've glazed it, immediately it's drying, isn't it? So you really got to do it while it's fresh, while the glaze is fresh on the pot. Don't hesitate. So there's that little guy. I mean, you know, it was fun, and it reminded me of like an ink pot. I thought, you know, for dipping my quill in. Where's my quill? Bring me my quill. This little pot, again. These pots, incidentally, are just made out of ordinary stoneware clay. They're not Raku clay, especially, and I don't seem to have any problem Rakuing it. Okay, but this one only glazed on the inside, and a banded couple of lines, a broad one and a fine one, of copper carbonate. And that was really enough going on with this pot. So there was that fellow, and last but not least, my bow tie. This was a little pot that was made, it looks the same both ways, doesn't it? And it's just a shape, and I fluted it on both parts, just glazed on the inside. Again, this is a case of already got enough going on with this pot that I didn't think, for me personally, I needed to add any more. Yeah, we love to add that little bit extra, don't we? And sometimes, you know, it becomes, you know, overdone, the pot, doesn't it? Too much expression going on, and over expression sometimes. So we need to keep our decorating in balance, don't we? In check. Sometimes if you've got that tendency just to sort of think, well, maybe, well, there's an empty space there, I've got to fill it with something. Hang on, where's my brush? Let me put something there. Or, you know, if you're having that sort of thought, that's just the time maybe to sort of think, hang on, wait, hold back. Hold back. We have an expression, FHB. I don't know if you know what that means, but you know, when you've got guests invited to supper and it's a delicious meal, and you really badly want seconds, you know, but there are guests invited, of course, so of course they are going to be offered, but there's only a small amount left, so you offer it to the guests first, don't you? But you hope and pray that they don't want any more, so that you can have some more. But so that's a case of, you know, FHB, family hold back. Well, maybe we need to have a bit of that thinking with our decorating, that we hold back a little. Anyway, just a few thoughts there, folks. I'm actually right in the middle of, I've got some stuff I've been wanting to finish off. The weather is so clammy and so humid, it's horrible, quite honestly. Or the only place you really want to be is under a fan, or beside a fan, or next to an AC, you know, AC unit. I'm actually going to continue in a moment, and I'll make that the next clip. Here I've got a teapot I've just got to finish off, so join me for that one. Until then, keep practicing. Hey, hey, hey. See you soon. Bye bye.